All right, we're back talking some more NBA player props. My name's CJ Curry. Happy Flex Friday to everybody out there who plays on PrizePicks. In case you didn't know, PrizePicks does a special promotion where you get a protected play, basically a risk-free entry every Friday over on PrizePicks. Now, yesterday we had ourselves a pretty fantastic day. We've gotten 4 out of our last 5 picks right in the last 2 videos here. And if you're a member of our Dub Club and Discord, you have a lot to be happy about waking up this morning. Why is that? Well, first and foremost, over on Underdog, we cashed in on this 3-pick power play there, or unprotected or standard play, not a flex play, in other words. And when you go 3 for 3 over there on Underdog, they give you 6 times your money, a better payout than over on PrizePicks. So it's important that you have diversity in the apps and diversity in the daily fantasy sports pick'em apps that you play in. And in this case, Underdog gives you the best payout when it comes to those 3-pick power plays. So sent this one out to the Dub Club community. They ended up following along and getting 6x on their money. Now, the other one that really cashed big for us last night was this one that I put in later on in the evening. This 6-pick flex play or power play, however you want to play it. Either way, it went 6 for 6, and we ended up turning a nice $20 bill into a $500 payout, 25 times your money. So outside of these YouTube videos, I have a Dub Club and Discord community where I post even more picks, plays, parlays, post information, helpful research. I got bots set up. I got the whole 9 yards. So if you're interested in joining the community, just head on over to Dub Club. I've left a link in the comment section below. It's the top comment. I've pinned it so you guys can find it easy. You'll get started with a 7-day free trial. And then from there, you can decide if you wanted to stay for a month, 3 months, 6 months, or even a full year. It's all up to you. So left all that down in the comment section below. But let's talk about today's plays because it's a new day, a new opportunity for us to make some moolah. And being that it's Flex Friday, I'm sure you guys are looking for some options that you can sprinkle and brinkle into your favorite Flex Friday entries. And today I'm sticking to just first half only plays because first half only is a safer way to play just due to the fact that you don't have to worry about blowouts. And you mitigate the risk in terms of these guys getting injured and not getting their full amount of minutes. And so we've seen over the last few weeks, over the last couple months, more and more blowouts. Teams are already starting to tank. You got guys that are injured or sick, and it's just been really tough in terms of trying to figure out who you should bet on each and every day. But nonetheless, as I've just shown, as I've proven, we continue to win despite all the challenges thrown our way. So if you're new here and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is a great time for you to get subscribed. Subscribe now. It's free for you guys to do. Click the like button while you're there as well. Let's set today's like goal at 99.5 likes, meaning 100 or more likes, and we go to the moon. And I want to go to the moon with you. So thank you so much for all the support and love. All right, so we're looking at NBA first half only plays. I got 3 big men. We're sticking to the big men because the big men play near the basket usually. The big men grab the rebounds. The big men are typically more reliable than these guards. And so this one goes without saying at this point. We mentioned it in a recent video. I'm going to mention it again. It's Kristaps Porzingis, guys. No surprise here. Kristaps Porzingis. And for this intent and purpose, I think I'm going to stick to Kristaps Porzingis over first half points at 10. This guy is a 3-point shooting machine. And he shoots a 40% 3-point field goal percentage. And he's just been automatic lately in the first half. Now, eventually, the bottom's going to fall out on this prop. There's going to be a game where, I don't know, he gets into foul trouble or he gets hurt or he shoots really bad. But I don't know that this is that game. I mean, it's the New Orleans Pelicans. He's going up against rookie Yves Missy. And so far, Porzingis has been absolutely matchup proof. It doesn't matter who you throw in front of him. He's been exceeding and excelling in the first half, especially when it comes to his first half points. And I hope that today is more of the same. Taking a look at Kristaps Porzingis and his first half game logs from this season. 23 games played so far. 18 out of the 23 games that he's appeared in, he's had at least 10 or more points. He's gone for 11 or more, in fact, in those 18 games, averaging 12.3 first half points per game, 78% hit rate. Gotta freaking love it. And then on the road, he's averaging a still healthy 12 points per game, 83% hit rate. 10 out of 12 games he has gone over. So you're probably wondering, well, that's all nice and all, but What about his last game, the game that you said that he was going to go over against the Chicago Bulls? Well, he did go over against the Chicago Bulls. He had 26 points against Nikola Vucevic and the Chicago Bulls. So continues to dominate Vucevic in those head-to-head matchups. Now, speaking of head-to-head matchups, he has played the New Orleans Pelicans twice in recent memory. One came from last season. One was more recent, January the 12th. And you guessed it, he's 2 for 2 against the New Orleans Pelicans, scoring 11 and 13 points. That 13 points came on January the 12th, a recent matchup. Let's just double check here with Outlier. Yeah, Boston ended up winning that game 120 to 119. They're expected to win by double digits tonight against New Orleans. So that's why I think first half is the better option. And his first half points have a higher hit rate than his full game points do. So just another reason why I'm looking at first half. Here's his full game points, by the way. 43% on the full game. 78% on the first half only. Now, I don't know if there's any other sites that offer first half other than PrizePicks and maybe Underdog. But if you're not on PrizePicks, this is a great reason why, because you can play first half only props. But that's enough about Kristaps Porzingis. The matchup is sweet. New Orleans, 24th ranked in terms of points allowed to opposing centers. There's only 6 teams allowing more points to the position than New Orleans. So just keep playing it until they put it up to like 14.5 first half points. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, moving on to the next guy. It's Ivica Zubac versus the Charlotte Hornets. And unfortunately for the Charlotte Hornets, Mark Williams will not play tonight. No Mark Williams for Charlotte, which leaves their front court pretty thin looking. The only guy that they have that's of any substance is Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson is the slated expected starter. Now, Taj Gibson's old as dirt. Not only is Taj Gibson old as dirt, he's also undersized here. Ivica Zubac is just a monster. He is a mauler. He is going to hopefully manhandle Taj Gibson. And so what we're looking at here is Zubac for at least 7 first half points or more. Again, you can find this over on PrizePicks. You just go to the NBA first half category. You can type in a player's name. You can scroll through and do some window shopping, but nonetheless, Zubac is on there under the NBA 1H prop category. But he's at 7 for the first half, and I think 7 looks like a pretty doable number here. Again, against a soft front court matchup of Taj Gibson or whoever they end up rolling out there. But anyway, Zubac should have the advantage here. 67% of the games that he's played in this season, he has had at least 7 points, or in other words, gone over 6.5 points. So if he ties with exactly 7, but a lot of these games he has actually exceeded and gone beyond 7 first half points. But 30 out of 45, that's your 67% hit rate. He's averaging closer to 8 points per game at 7.87 points. And yeah, he's got some good historical hit rates as well. He hasn't played Charlotte yet this season, but last season he had a game where he only had 4, but then he had a game where he had 14. I'm expecting closer to that 10-point range. He's averaging about 9 per game against Charlotte if you average these two figures together. But yeah, this will be his first matchup head-to-head against the Hornets, but he has been doing an excellent job of scoring at least 7 or more points. If you look at just the away games, the games played on the road, he's averaging about 8 points per game on the road, 68% hit rate, so 15 out of 22. He's had at least 7 points or more. So I'm expecting big things out of Ivica Zubac in this matchup. Which brings us to our third and final play. We're going back to the PrizePicks board here. Like I said, I'm sticking with the bigs, and we're looking at Nikola, but not Nikola Vucevic. I'm looking at Nikola Jokic, and I think for Jokic, I want to look at the over on the 25.5 first half points, rebounds, and assists. Now, we visited a similar matchup not too long ago. We were talking about Domantas Sabonis versus Gershon Yabusele because the 76ers are going to be without both Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond once again. Now, Sabonis came up 1 first half PRA short of hitting his line. 25 PRA for Sabonis in the first half. His line was also, I believe, at 25.5 the other day, or maybe it was 22.5. Nonetheless, he came up 1 PRA short, and this is Nikola Jokic's chance to get right. He played really bad, let's be honest, against Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. I expect this guy to come out and dominate tonight. Didn't have a good showing against the Knicks. This is his chance to right the wrong. And he probably knows in the back of his head that Joel Embiid's going to be somewhere watching. I don't know if he's going to be on the bench or watching from home or watching from up in the booth. But Nikola Jokic is probably well aware that he's going to have guys like Joel Embiid and Paul George not in the game, probably watching him ball. And I could just see in the back of his mind, I'm gonna show these guys. I'm gonna dominate Guerschon Yabusele, who only stands about what, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" if he's wearing high heels. Guerschon Yabusele is way out of his league, way overmatched here against arguably the best center in the NBA in Nikola Jokic. And so taking a look at Nikola Jokic here, his first half points, rebounds, and assists at 25.5, 59% hit rate. So right around 60%. 60% for me is fine. Anything that hits at about a 60% clip or higher is kind of what I'm looking for. He only had 8 first half PRA against the New York Knicks and Karl Anthony Towns in the last game. That ain't going to happen again. In fact, that was the lowest first half points, rebounds, and assists total for Nikola Jokic all season long. He kind of got embarrassed. He kind of got overshadowed by Cat and the New York Knicks. So this guy better come out and show some backbone tonight. Show that he's got the goods, got what it takes. But taking a look here at his away games, he's hit in about 59% of the games played on the road. You can mess with some of these filters. This is outlier.bet, by the way, for you who are seeing this for the first time. You can find the link down in the description of today's video if you want to try it out. They got a 7-day free trial going on outlier.bet. But Jokic has really stepped his game up over the last 20 games, outside of a few games like that New York Knicks game. 70% hit rate, going over 25.5 first half PRA in 14 out of 20 games. So a 70% hit rate. 7 out of 10 roughly, every 10 games that he plays, he goes over in about 7 of them. So this is looking like a really good prop. This looks like a really good bounce back spot for Nikola Jokic to reestablish dominance as the top center in the NBA with his foe, his rival Joel Embiid, sidelined. Sit back and get your popcorn ready, Embiid. I think Jokic puts on a show. But I don't have a crystal ball or anything. These are just my leans, my feelings, in other words, but they are backed, as you can see, by some good historical hit rates and some good matchup data. So what do you guys think? Are these guys going over, under? Are you fading them completely? Let me know, and let me know why down in the comment section below. I love getting your feedback. I love hearing your comments. And if there's a pick, play, or some type of parlay that you're running that I didn't talk about, we'd like to hear it. Leave it in the comments as well. Somebody might see that, tail that comment, and go ahead and win themselves some money along with you. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Share the video with somebody on your way out. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.